we are was once inside of a star, forged in fire, scattered across the dark, waiting billions of years to become something that could love. Perhaps that is why some people, when they leave us, seem to only have gone home. My name is Randy, and this is my dad. He was born September 25th, 1963, in Calgary, and grew up between Redcliffe, Alberta, and Prince George, British Columbia. He talked about both places his whole life, the same stories over and over my whole childhood. My brother Ryan and I could probably recite them right along with him by now. And every time that he told them, I used to think, surely some of this has grown in the telling. That's just what happens with old stories. But it never had. Over the years, I've met the people who were actually there. And every single time it happened exactly the way he said it did. He wasn't stretching the truth all those years. He just lived a life that sounded like it needed stretching. But it never did. Prince George. He left it as a young man and moved to Edmonton and built his whole life somewhere else. But he never stopped loving that place. I think some part of him always considered himself a Prince George boy, on loan to the rest of us. When he was still a teenager, he lost his mom's parents, his grandparents, far too soon. He spoke of them for the rest of his life like they were some of the finest people he'd ever known. Whatever they gave him in that short time became the foundation of who he was for the next 50 years. I hope my own girls got even a small piece of that from him, the same way he got it from them. Some things skip a generation and still find exactly where they're supposed to land. He came to Edmonton with nothing but a car and a decision to be more than where he started. No connections, no plan handed to him. He took a building operator course at NAIT, and from that, quietly, he built an entire life. A career, a marriage, 2 sons, 2 granddaughters. All of that from a car and a decision. And from that decision, working as a boiler operator at Northgate Mall, he met my mom, Karen. They were married in 1988. 38 years. He went on to become the boiler operator and head custodian at Calder School, where Ryan and I went to elementary. So for a good part of our childhood, our dad was at our school. He was always just down the hall. In grade 4, we had an assignment to write about somebody important in our lives and tape it up on the wall outside of the classroom. I wrote about him. Of course I did. And I was so proud of that little piece of paper that I used far more tape than it ever needed. When it finally came down months later, it took some of the paint off the wall with it, which meant that the man who had to come and quietly fix the wall was him. He spent a good part of his life fixing things that his kids' love for him had left a little broken. I think that's as true a thing as I can say about him. Now, my dad did things his own way, always. I remember one time I was building a fence, and he was helping me. A neighbor came by, saw us working, and asked where I'd learned to do all of this. He gestured towards my dad, and I laughed, and I told him, honestly, that I'd learned almost none of it from him, that he did things his own way. not necessarily the right way. He just laughed. He never minded being teased. I think he liked knowing that I'd paid enough attention to know the difference. One-on-one, he'd talk to you for hours if you let him. Politics, history, how something worked, whatever you brought to him. He wasn't a man with much formal education, but he read, he asked questions, and he remembered things. He was a deeply curious man his whole life. Later in life, he came to work for me for a while, out in the oil sands. I still remember his first paycheck, the way his eyes went a little wide, not quite believing it. He called my mom that same night. But what I remember, more than that, is something he told me on the job. Quietly, almost in passing, that it meant something to him. Watching me run that operation, that he was proud. He wasn't a man who said things like that easily, but he said it, and I've held on to it every day since. He also loved his Jeeps, 2 of them, that he got later in his life. One of them gave him nothing but trouble, and the other carried half of everything he might ever need. My mom had her opinions about them, but he kept them anyways. Most Tuesday and Thursday evenings, you could find him out at Jeep Coffee. Sometimes with a crowd, sometimes completely alone. But he went, either way. He loved Star Trek his whole life, Next Generation especially. For years, he recorded every episode on VHS tapes, labeled carefully, kept in order, on their own shelf. It was, in its own quiet way, one of the most him things about him, the care he put into something just because he loved it. He was a space enthusiast, a lover of history, an outdoorsman, and quietly, he was also a published author. He wrote his own book. My dad was also as much a workaholic as he was a family man. And I don't think he ever really chose between the two. He just kept giving what he could to both, for as long as he could. And as years went on, like most of us, he leaned harder toward family. He came to more scout camps than I can count. Tents, badges, campfires. Ryan was also right there beside him in tow every time. He genuinely loved being outside, doing things, with his kids nearby. And anyone who knew him will tell you, kids were drawn to him, not just his own. I think it was because somewhere, underneath everything, he never really stopped being one himself. But nobody had more of his heart than his granddaughters. Avery and Kinsley were everything to him. He passed on to them so much of what he loved. The Jeeps, the space, the wonder in things. And they loved him back, completely, for exactly who he was. I remember once, he was at Jeep Coffee, and I had to go to a store that was nearby with the kids. Kinsley, she couldn't have been more than 6, spotted him across the parking lot and took off running toward him, this huge grin on her face. He crouched down to meet her. It didn't matter what he was doing, they were his priority. Even near the end, when he wasn't well, he kept picking those girls up from school as long as his body would let him. It was his job, in his mind, and he wasn't ready to let it go. In what turned out to be some of his last good days, the girls had asked him if he would sleep out with them in his tent trailer, in his backyard. He promised them that he would. And even then, with so little strength left, he kept that promise. That was who he was, right to the very end. I had told him before he passed that he was a good dad, that everything I know about being a dad, I learned from him. I'm so glad I got to say it and he could still hear it. There's also something in science that my dad would have loved. That every atom in our bodies was once forged inside of a dying star, billions of years ago. We are, in the most literal way, made of stardust. And energy never really disappears. It only changes form and returns to everything around it. So I don't think he's really gone anywhere. I think he's simply gone back to the stars he spent his whole life looking up at. And I've told my girls, Avery and Kinsley, that when they miss their granddad, and they will, for the rest of their lives, I've told them to step outside some quiet night, look up, and choose a star. That one is his. Still watching. Still there. He was a good dad. He was a good granddad. And he was a good man. Entirely in his own way. On the back of the book he wrote, he described himself as just visiting this planet. I don't think he was joking. We love you, Dad. Save us a star.
Oh, so bad news. I'm still here, but where are you? That valley that you came from held on a little too long. And oh, so I got you. Cowboy colors. Day is done, but not for you. That valley that you came from held on a little too long. And oh, so I got you. You